Hello everybody and welcome to the Boxing Locker. As always, I am Matt Goddard, former professional boxer, now boxing coach, and today I'm going to talk about the weekend's events with Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, and Francis Ngannou. Now, the headline of this video is Ngannou is victorious. Victory for Ngannou. Now, why do I believe that is the case? Do I think he won the fight? Probably not. I didn't watch it at the time. I watched it the next day. I've seen a few highlights alongside that. If you just watched the highlight reel, you would probably think Ngannou had more success than he actually did with regards to the fight in total. But when you look at it as a whole picture, then you can see that Fury probably does just about deserve the win. I think he did enough just about to pick the winner. Obviously, Ngannou dropped Fury in the third round. That is a bad look for boxing, a good look for MMA, a good look for Ngannou. My problem with all of this is that Ngannou is the victor, even if he did lose the fight. People are viewing the fight in a way that suggests they think Ngannou deserved to win. There are some big names in boxing that think Ngannou deserved to win. Not only that, but he was in a position whereby he couldn't lose unless he got put to sleep in 1 or 2 rounds, and that didn't happen. I'm not sure Fury is capable of that, to be honest with you, with regards to a fighter, the style, the resilience, the toughness of Ngannou. I don't think Fury was the right man to kind of decimate a fighter in that way. It's not really his bag. However, Ngannou didn't get stopped, and as a result, he's demonstrated that he is a tough man, and that he can go the full 10 rounds in the ring, which is pretty crazy for a guy who's come from an MMA background, who has only recently gotten into boxing more seriously as a result of this fight. He demonstrated an excellent ability to apply the lessons of his teaching. There's 3 or 4 clips going around of specific skills that he worked on with Mike Tyson, who was one of his trainers for this fight. Specific skills that he worked on with him being repeated in the ring, which is great. I think the learning ability of MMA fighters is fantastic if they really focus themselves on one discipline. I think that's something that they actually have over and above most boxers. I think they understand techniques specifically and the value of those things in practice and applying a stratagem to a fight. And then obviously he dropped Fury in the third round with a very good punch. My argument with all of this, and an argument that I've had for a long time, is that Fury's punch resistance is not exceptional. Fury's ability to recover is exceptional. That's the difference. I think we've seen him dropped quite a few times in his fights. I remember Steve Cunningham dropping him early on. He was dropped against Wilder multiple times. He's capable of being hurt, but he's just very, very good at recovering. He has good recovery with his legs, and his style enables him to then get through rounds by moving, boxing, being awkward, being uncomfortable. My assessment of this fight is this. Ngannou overperformed, and that's not to say beyond what he's capable of, but overperformed compared to expectations, and Fury massively underperformed. He was underwhelming. I would suggest that perhaps Tyson Fury has fallen into what I call the Adrian Broner trap, and that is the trap of being distracted by far too many other things outside of boxing that you're also making money of as a result of your boxing profile. Adrian Broner had a massive profile at one stage coming off the back of the Antonio DeMarco win. And what happened was, he got into rapping, he got into all these other business deals, all this other promotional stuff. And you cannot be the absolute best boxer in the world unless boxing is your absolute focus. Okay, you have to be 100% focused on that. And I think the problem for Tyson Fury in this instance is the distraction of all of the other media things that he's getting involved in, with these TV shows, with the interviews, with all of the other stuff, with all of the other things that he's representing. I think it's negatively impacting his ability to be his best. I think the fact that he is, without question, one of the top 2 heavyweight boxers on the planet, and that his style is significantly better than most people, I think enables him to get away with a bit of lazy training because he knows he can outbox these guys. I think he probably expected Ngannou to come out in much the same way Dillian Whyte did, looking for clubbing, lazy shots, and Ngannou actually boxed really nicely. With regards to stylistically, he maintained a decent position. He was looking for work to the body, and he was looking for them looping shots off the back of his work. I would say if Ngannou had come to throw more punches and fit enough to throw more punches, he might have had even more success. But obviously the same thing can be said for Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury had done more, been more active, I think he viewed Ngannou as an easy fight. This is my personal view. I think he viewed it as an easy fight. He thought he'd be able to go out there, outbox him, befuddle him, and just land shots at will. And I don't think that was what happened. I think he ended up out of position, off balance, falling over, and didn't have the success that he expected. Ngannou wasn't really affected by his punches or his elbows. I'm not sure how he got away with that, to be honest with you. But the other argument that I'm seeing people have is that Fury deliberately put in a poor performance for the sake of another fight to follow up, which will be worth tens of millions again, and then he'll basically dominate Ngannou, which, if that does happen, I believe that will happen anyway, because he'll take him a lot more seriously after being hurt, after being dropped, as he did with Wilder in the first fight. You know, he got dropped at the end of that fight, even though he was winning the fight handily, got dropped at the end of that fight, and in the second fight he came with a new game plan to take that risk away, to diminish that risk, which, you know, it doesn't always work. When you're in with big punches, it's dangerous. And this is the other thing with heavyweight boxing. Just quickly, actually, I do not believe that's the case. I don't think he put in a deliberately poor performance. I just think he got caught out not taking it seriously enough. That's the other thing about heavyweight boxing. I am personally not a fan of heavyweight boxing, as most of you that follow me will know. I think heavyweight boxing is the worst division in boxing. I think they throw the least punches, they're the least fit, they're the worst representative of what a boxer should be with regards to how they appear. I think most of them are on steroids. I think most of them are lazy. I think most of them eat badly because they know that they can get away with it, because it doesn't matter what weight they are. And I personally don't enjoy it. There's very, very few heavyweight boxers that I enjoy watching. Tyson Fury, when he's his best self, is one of them. I like to watch him actually box when he boxes. Usyk is another one, and I would say Jared Anderson is probably the last one that I enjoy watching from a technical standpoint. Now, heavyweight boxing is without doubt the most dangerous, in spite of all of those things. And you know, the reality of it is Ngannou has been in combat sports for however long. You know, I believe he started in his 20s. He's a big, very powerful man. He's used to taking impacts, kicks, elbows, knees, punches, wrestling. So his toughness is there. His physical resistance to impact is there. And I think what Fury probably should have done was just pepper him with jabs and run, jab and run, jab and run, and Ngannou would have got swollen up and cut up, and that would have been a far more effective game plan. I don't think Fury did that, and I don't think he was prepared to do that, and I think that was the issue. If he hadn't thought about stopping him, I think he probably would have stopped him in 4 or 5 rounds, purely through damage to the face, and I think it would have been an exceptional display. Yeah, the thing with heavyweight boxing, segueing back into the subject I was trying to talk about, the thing with heavyweight boxing is anybody that size with that level of combat experience, whether it's in boxing or in MMA, is dangerous. A swung arm that weighs 25 kilos is always going to hurt somebody with a balled up fist that's been conditioned for its whole life to do as much damage as possible. It's going to hurt, and when these guys weigh 20 stone plus or just under, it's a dangerous game to be in, and that's obviously where the excitement in heavyweight boxing lies. But for me, I don't get excited by it. I don't think there's enough demonstration of good boxing skills. I don't think there's enough punches thrown, and to be honest with you, I find it boring as a result of that. But nonetheless, that's my thoughts on the whole fight. I think Ngannou is the winner. Fury won the fight, but I think Ngannou is the winner from this. I think he's come out of it looking great. I think it's a bad look for boxing for an MMA fighter to do that. I don't think that would happen in any other division, to be honest with you. I don't think, you had McGregor come in and be carried for 10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather before he got stopped, and it's just, any elite level boxer would beat an elite level MMA fighter in just boxing. To clarify, just in a boxing environment. You know, and the other thing is, the baddest man on the planet title is just ridiculous. And Ngannou is obviously a more dangerous person than Tyson Fury. If Ngannou had dropped Fury in 3 rounds, as he did in an MMA fight, and then jumped on him, I mean, there was nothing Fury could have done about that. He would have been ground and pounded till he was a bloody mess on the floor. So, you know, MMA is a different game. We know that. I personally feel there's more artistry to boxing. I think being exceptionally skilled in one thing is harder than being really good at lots of different things. But that, you know, that's a personal preference and a personal debate. I'm sure lots of people would disagree, which you're welcome to do. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tag your friends, all that good stuff. I appreciate you all. Thank you for following. One love, big up.